me to dream. You're here with me. Boy, it don't get no better than you. For you, I wanna take my time all night. Baby, you should let me love you. Let me be the one to give you everything you want and need. Baby, good love and protection. Make me your selection. Show you the way love's supposed to be. I wanna love you in every kind of way. I wanna please you, no matter how long it takes. If the world should end tomorrow and we only have today, I wanna love you in every kind of way.
But the thing about it, when I had people over at the house, like girls and stuff, I couldn't sing no worldly song. It had to be spiritual, or it had to be off of TV. So what I would do is, if I had a girl over, I would switch it up, take a song off of TV and make it sound good enough to make love to. Even if the song was, here's a story of a lovely lady, who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother. The youngest one in yeah. Till the one day when the lady met this fellow. How you doing? And they knew they were much more than hers. Well, it's true, it must somehow form a family. How do you play? That's the way we overcame the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. Oh, yeah. That's the way that we became the Brady Bunch. The Brady And then you break it down like Babyface. Because Babyface is breaking down like, that's the
customers around the world with brains like
and I love the big, but too big, but too big. Don't lift the big, don't lift the big, but don't lift the big.
Now what you got to say, baby?
Dawn, you know it's hard for me sometimes to put my feelings into words. And I know because of all the hurt in my past, I tend to shy away from emotional commitments. But what I feel for you is so real and so strong. I couldn't walk away even if I wanted to. So baby, I'm yours.
Don't be afraid of the way you feel. Open your heart.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We here.
Yes, y'all, set it off. Yes, y'all, set it off. Set it off. Set it off on the left, y'all. Set it off on the right, y'all. Set it off. Come on, let's set it off. Now let this party started quickly. Right? Set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. Set it off, I suggest, y'all. Set it off, I suggest, y'all. Set it off, set it off. Come on, set it off, set it off, set it off. On the left, on the right, on the left, I suggest power left. On the left, on the right, on the left, I suggest power left. Set it off, I suggest, y'all. Set it off, I suggest, y'all. Set it off, set it off, come on, set it off, set it off. Set it off on the left, y'all. Set it off on the right, y'all. Set it off. From start to flame, a little thing can. Desire's burning. Give us.
Every day, my imagination anticipating ways I can show you how much I love you. Candy flowers, priceless pearls, romantic trips about the world. Baby, just think you and me floating on the Caribbean Sea. So exciting, I can just feel in this candlelight with the moon so high, hanging in a Spanish sky. But before I go on, to let me know just how to let this go.
This love for real.
Can't you see how I feel, baby? I never felt this way before. You know what you did to me.
This love for real.
Can't you see how I feel?
This love for real.
You don't know the way I feel about you, baby. I just want you to be mine. Oh, no, waiting for you to touch. So I hope you give this love a try. Can't you see just how I feel? my door. If you ever need warmth and comfort, darling, I'll be here to hold you near. Oh, in the shelter of security, love's a house of beauty. Oh, take me open up and let me into your heart. Hey, just let me see. Love's a house of beauty. Open up and let me into your heart. Baby, look in my eyes.
Man, that's the shit now, boy. I'm about to let that play. I wasn't gonna say a word, boy. This mug here.
There'll be no surprise.
Hey!
You are to love. And I'll do anything in my power to welcome you, please you to deep in my heart. Get the love from you. Love is a house of beauty.
I don't give a damn how bad your day is. This song gonna make you feel good.
I don't want to be alone. I need to be open.
I gotta let the breakdown come in. I know. I gotta let the breakdown come. Check this out. Hey!
I hear you calling my name. And baby, you know if I answer, things will never be the same. Never be the same. Deep in my heart, I know that you're the number one. Let's have some dream.
Man, good Lord. What's up, y'all? I let that go. Shit, I'm up here sweating. That shit, boy, that's my song. Man. That's my damn song. Love that shit. That shit take me back to like elementary school. I had a crush on this girl. You know what's fucked up? You don't forget how people look way back 40 years ago. And so you think about the damn song, you like, we was kids in elementary school. Her ass had a damn Jerry curl. I'm telling how old I am, right? And I was sitting here like, I thought that this song made me think of her. Every time I heard it, I thought of this girl I used to like. That's crazy. Anyway, here we go. All right. So it's this dude, right? And y'all know me. Y'all know where I'm at. Y'all know where my mind at, how I think, shit like that. We done talked about a lot of different subjects on my channel. And one of the biggest problems I have with just the whole black sports arena is just, I don't know. For one, it spends 24 hours a day riding one LeBron James, right? 24 hours a day, sad, but it's just not good. If the Lakers aren't winning, this is just not good. I'm like, damn, it's a sport. It's called competition. Shit, I hope Memphis win the damn championship. Fuck it. I'm pulling for Ja Morant. Fuck it. Give Ja Morant the MVP. That little young nigga been balling this year. Let's go with, it's time for new blood, new life in the NBA. And that damn Ja Morant don't give a damn about who you are, what your name is. He going at your head. I love that young nigga. He ain't scared of nobody. That's what I'm talking about. LeBron want to sit there and laugh and talk with his dad. Laugh, but take this L. I like that, right? But anyway, I look at all this shit that's going on in the NBA right now. I look at all the different stuff I see, and I look at ESPN. I look at Fox Sports with Shannon Sharp and all that shit. And I'm so sick of these motherfuckers. I'm already mad about the Colin Kaepernick shit. You know what I'm saying? The Colin Kaepernick shit already threw me a loop because I was like, wait a minute, this nigga wasn't even pouting. He was pouting because his ass lost the starting job. Right? I mean, you could say, yeah, today, I would say today he is, but prime Steve Francis, it'd have been a battle. But see, y'all, you must be young, bro. Stimulated. You must be young. I'm telling you, prime Steve Francis, when he was coming out of college, was a motherfucker. Before the drugs and all the bullshit, and he got to the NBA trying to rap and all that shit. But we're not trying to go into that. I know how y'all feel about y'all. But y'all right now, if he fuck around and take that team and they go deep in the playoffs and fuck around, go to like the damn finals or something, yeah, he greater than Steve Francis. I will concede that point. That's how damn good that boy is a baller. He balled like that, right? But anyway. So anyway, you know, I've always had a disdain for these sports shows with all this woke country shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the shit that they do. And so my thing is, at the end of the day, you know, I'm looking at ESPN, right? And I'm just, you know, a lot of times I don't like they shit, but it's kind of one of them situations where, you know, you get tired, man, of just the whole fuckery and all the shit that they do with with the coach. They like, well, look, man, this guy's gonna have to go. It's time for change, and I'm sick of these damn platitudes. It's time for change. It's time for inclusion. We need to stop the oppression. All that bullshit, right? I'm sick of these niggas. I'm sick of them, right? So my thing is, at the end of the day, how far are we gonna keep allowing these motherfuckers to keep using? So what? Now, let me tell you what right now what's going on. For those of you that don't know. So there was this guy by the name of Brian Flores, who's in my title. Brian Flores was the coach of the Dolphins. Brian Flores sucked as the coach of the Dolphins. Brian Flores has had countless opportunities as a, you know, he came out. Belichick helped him out. He's a protege. I mean, he basically released text messages from Belichick trying to help him out, trying to see if he can get him a job or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he had 2 winning seasons. Motherfucker lost. Okay, winning seasons is what, 9-7? I don't, you know, I'm just talking about, like, come on, man. They were not a real serious threat in the playoffs. Like, nobody thought that, yeah, man, the Miami Dolphins, shit, they might win it all this year, right? Like, there have been a couple of times where you can see even the Seattle Seahawks, you may look at them and, nah, they bullshit. You can look at the Seattle Seahawks without the Legion of Boom and say, okay, they might fuck around and go deep in the playoffs this year. 10-6, 9-8. Thank you. You proved my point, right? So the point I'm trying to make is these guys have been pretty much, you know, barely above 500 teams. So that's just middle of the pack to me for NFL, right? Exactly, 2 average seasons. And so my thing is this, man. We want to come out, and now he wants to say that the NFL is racist. He wants to try to sue the whole entire NFL. He's saying they full of shit, right? So here we go. Let me play something for you. I'm not going to share my screen because this is ESPN, but let's play Around the Horn, Mike Wilbon and all of them.
I would say this, though. If they're proven true, it's quite serious. And but I don't think anything is going to happen overnight. And it wouldn't surprise me if we're still dealing with this a year from now.
Okay, we will, of course, continue to follow this storyline more. Thank you so much. And the fallout from Flores' lawsuit against the NFL. For much more, the tanking allegations. Here's PTI's bonus segment, Tony and Mike.
All right, Wilbon, if the tanking allegations are proven true, what needs to happen?
Well, Tony, if the owner or owners are involved in tanking allegations and tanking, then they got to go. Because we're talking about defrauding at least the bettors. I mean, if we just take them, and by the way, that's no unimportant.
So let me get this straight. So the process in Philadelphia for the last decade, before they got Embiid and he manned up, they got Nerlens Noel. They got a bunch of talent coming to Philadelphia, right? First picks overall, second pick, third pick. They was getting all the lottery picks for like a 6-7 years apart, right? I mean, bro, I mean, you a fan. Okay, you want to, yeah, he's a great coach. That really don't matter. But what I'm saying, Citizen Luke, it doesn't matter, brother. It does not matter. Okay, he is a good coach. He was 9-8, and he's a great coach. And he was 10-6. Damn. I mean, that's not a wild card team, is it? He was 10-6 and 9-8. He's a hell of a coach. Okay. I'm not even gonna argue with you on that shit. Let's go.
Group of people, particularly not in the culture that sports finds itself in now. So if you are tanking, basically, people are betting. They're going. I was going to say they're betting windows. Now it's their phones or their computers, and they're placing these bets, Tony, based on these events being real, legit competition. But if you have offered, say, a coach money to tank the game, you're defrauding these people, and no league can withstand that, not even the NFL.
So players don't have to be honest, coaches don't have to be honest, owners don't have to be honest. The game has to be honest.
Yes.
The game has to be honest. Okay. I understand tanking. I understand that we've been on this show a long time.
I really don't give a shit about that. My thing is this, man. All these black guys that work at these networks right now, what they're trying to push for is Jay-Z or some rapper or celebrity, LeBron James to be a part of some team, to be some unit that's going to get ownership. And then they're all going to sit there and just brag about, oh my God, this is just so great for sports. You know, the NFL, now we have inclusion and da-da-da-da-da and all that bullshit, right? And we just supposed to all sit here and act like this shit is just so great, right? That some black guy who ain't gonna hire no niggas, ain't gonna look out for niggas, some token nigga. Y'all remember Malcolm X? When the Jackie Robinson come? Let me see if I can find that shit. Let me see if I can find it, right? Malcolm X movie, Jackie Robinson scene, right? Right? And it was like, they was all celebrating because Jackie Robinson got in and shit like that. He's like, and the dude made a good point. He's like, oh, so some so-called Negro gets in and we're supposed to celebrate. Let me see if I can find this. That ain't it. That ain't it. I guess I can't find it. I don't see it. I ain't gonna even try it. But the point I'm trying to make is, we got to make up our minds what we want to do as black people. We about to go into, we pretty much into this century strongly now. We 22 years in, and black people are still doing some shit that they was doing 100 years ago, begging white people to give them free shit, to give them not even free, begging white people to give you something. We're going to get into all this, right? And so let me play this clip. I got Jason Whitlock. He actually played a couple of clips. I don't want to go and hold my nose and sit through all this bullshit to try to find these clips. He had it, so let me see. Let's go.
Let's start there. How do we get owners to arrive at the conclusion that someone like myself, someone like Brian Flores, someone like Todd Bowles, someone like Leslie Frazier, someone like Eric Bieniemy aren't just box checkers?
Right.
That they are judged on a fair and equal and level playing field, and ultimately they secure these jobs. That's what I'm sure Brian Flores is ultimately extremely, extremely frustrated about, just as many of the black head coach candidates are right now, many of the black general manager candidates are. And I myself have been, throughout my career. How do we get it to the point where we aren't just getting FaceTime with owners and chief decision makers, but we're securing the jobs because we were the best qualified candidate, not because someone felt sorry for us, not because someone felt as though, well, we need to step up to the plate now and do something because we know that the representation is not where it needs to be, but because we were the ones who were most qualified and capable of leading your franchise. And right now, as the league is presently compromised, I don't know if it's set up to where we can get to where we want to get to unless some things change at the ownership level in a meaningful and significant way.
This is my thing, man. Like, y'all listen, man. Y'all make up 70% of the league. Okay? Let's look at the average NFL salary, shall we? Average NFL salary. What is that? 2021. Let's see. Average. What's the average? 2020. $860,000. is the average NFL salary. The median wage is $860,000, right? Now, you got guys on these teams, quarterbacks, wide receivers, guys making 15, 20, 30, 40, 45 million damn dollars, right? $50 million. So the average salary is $860,000. That's the league minimum. The league minimum is actually $4 something. Well, it was. I don't know what, and that was 2020, so I don't know what it is now, but I know the league minimum was like $435. There it is. And so the point I'm trying to make is you got guys out here right now making $40, $50 million a year. You got $500 million contracts. You got guys getting $200-300 million now, right? And yeah, the average salary, take in mind, that is on a team of what, 55 players? So that's a lot. That's what takes it down, right? Is the fact that it's 55 players. And those players, what's up, King? And those players take the average down, but you talking pretty much those teams are skewed up. Every team, every quarterback is making over 30 million. Every quarterback, right? Every star wide receiver is getting at least $20 million minimum. 15 to 20 million, easy, right? Then let's not go to the NFL. Let's do average NBA salary, shall we? Because I'm about to prove a point. Now, I want you guys to see this shit, right? Let's see, average NBA salary. Now, I did the top salaries in the NBA, and it starts with Steph Curry at $45,780,966. That's his NBA salary. James Harden, $44,310,840, right? And so my thing is, exactly, the NFL has produced the most black millionaires. My problem I have with all these niggas out here talking about this shit is that at the end of the day, a lot of these people are just really, now this is what a coon is, or an Uncle Tom is, a person who refuses to leave the plantation. Don't want to leave because he feel like he can get something better if he just stay where he at.
Going after Stephen Ross's job. That's what this is about.
Let's
play
go.
the Stephen A. clip.
The most damning thing that was said that I peeled from this lawsuit is Stephen Ross, the owner for the Miami Dolphins, the guy that has this organization. I want to make sure I look it up. Just remember, the Ross Initiative in Sports for Equality. Okay, this is what Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, has created. He's contributed millions upon millions of dollars to the cause on behalf of African Americans. And you hired Brian Flores. You have a black GM in Chris Greer. And that is the guy.
They done hired all these black folks. This nigga couldn't get along with people and got fired. Just let that sink in. Let's go.
That is being accused in a lawsuit of going up to Brian Flores and encouraging him to throw games, to lose games on purpose, and even offering him $100,000 for every game that he lost. If that is found to be true, Stephen Ross can no longer be an owner for an NFL franchise. He's got to go.
Why is that? Motherfuckers been tanking for sweepstakes. They tanked for Jadeveon Clowney. Y'all remember that? South Carolina? Remember that hit against Michigan? They tanked for Jadeveon Clowney. They wanted what's the guy? Not Chris Henry. What's his name? Derrick Henry, right? They wanted Matt Leinart. I remember that shit, right? Everybody wanted Matt Leinart. Or no, not the man. What's the guy? Andrew Luck. Remember the Andrew Luck sweepstakes from Stanford? Everybody was having a fit about Andrew Luck and Marcus Mariota. Remember that? Right? My thing is, at the end of the day, people tank, and we see people tank. They talk about this shit all the time. Now, because they see an opportunity, a crack. Okay, you got the lawsuit. You got all this Colin Kaepernick shit that went on. Black Lives Matter. Everybody's kind of going down this woke path now. We can pounce on this opportunity and get one of our guys in there, and that'll be good for the black community. I don't fuck with people like that. Let me tell you why I don't fuck with people like that. I've seen in corporate America, token people get job after job after job. I did a video called Rule Following Niggas, right? And I talked about them rule following ass niggas. You only gonna get, let me tell you what's gonna happen, right? They gonna get a black, let's say Jay-Z get the fucking team, right? Let's say Diddy gets the fucking team. Actually either or, it doesn't matter, right? Take Diddy. Diddy is a guy who has a track record of fucking people over, right? So why is it all of a sudden he's gonna get in the NFL and start speaking for people? Diddy was at a Super Bowl thing some years ago talking about black empowerment and all that shit. And Mace went online like, nigga, you got my publishing, won't even sell it to me, bro. You talking about black empowerment? You sold that shit for $200,000. Gave me $200,000 for it, or $20,000 or some ridiculous ass number. That shit worth $10 million, and you won't even give me my publishing, right? My thing is, why are we so quick to want to, try to put a token motherfucker in there? I'm not falling for the okie doke no more. It's the same shit with Barack Obama. Man, if we get a black president, did the nigga do reparations? Any black president coming in that bitch gonna have to do a deal with the children of the fallen. It's just no way around it, right? Any black president coming in has to do a deal with the children of the fallen. In fact, I got a video I put in my community section. I'm gonna cover that bitch before I get off here. I got to show y'all some of that shit. It's a delicious video. Anyway, don't let me forget. But that's the problem I got, man. Like, I'm sick of people. Stephen A. Smith, and it's so, listen, I get it. Like, we all have to, play the spook who sat by the door, right? We always have to go in, get a job, keep your head down, don't make no waves. We all do it. I do it. Shit, I'm not shitting everybody. Damn near all y'all on here got jobs. So don't take them. What are you saying? We shouldn't get jobs? No, I'm not. Like, this shit way more deeper than that. This ain't about getting jobs. But the NFL is actually a microcosm of corporate America, to be completely honest with you. Look at corporate America. Look at the NFL. The lower level jobs, black people can have that shit all day. But the higher you go up into the executive positions, the less you see of black folks, right? And is it systemic oppression and racism? It might be in certain instances. But a lot of times, in order to go up that ladder, you have to have the pedigree. Do we have the pedigree, right? Like, for example, we was talking about that shit today, my homeboy. We played ball, my high school teammate. This is the All-American I played with. We was talking this shit, and he was like, man, a lot of times when a guy gets out of school, a black player gets out of school with football or basketball, his ass got responsibility. He got his mom. He may have a child out of wedlock. His ass cannot go and do like Wojciechowski or whatever his name, Wojo, that played for Duke. I ain't talking about Wojciechowski, the one that is from Cleveland, right? That LeBron suck up, right? I'm not talking about him. Wojciechowski played for Duke in the 90s. Wojo, they called him, I think he played right around the time Ricky Price and all of them was there. And this when college basketball was still the shit, right? I think he predates Elton Brand. Wojo was not an NBA talent. Soon as Wojo got finished playing, now he probably could have got drafted. He probably could have and rode the bench somewhere. But what he did was his ass went straight into graduate assistant at Duke University. And he sat there on the bench after he played his 4 years for 2 years. And he was a grad assistant. Then he became an assistant coach at Duke University. Now, if you're not familiar with basketball in Duke, especially around the 90s and on back to the 80s and the late 80s and 90s, that's like saying you got a MBA from Harvard. All right? You are the pedigree that is the pedigree of coaches if you come up up under Mike Krzyzewski, right? Because it's like Dean Smith, Mike Krzyzewski, John Thompson, what's his name? Razorbacks, what's his name? Nolan Richardson. There are certain coaches that are just basketball royalty, right? Billy Donovan, Rick Pitino. Pitino got a little stable of coaches that came out from under his camp, right? Who else? Ricky Price got done wrong at Duke, man. Mike full of shit. Mike Krzyzewski did Ricky Price wrong. Ricky Price was the man. That boy could ball, man. He bitched that boy. He would, man, I wish they had the transfer portal back then. Because I was like, damn, this man was averaging 20 points a game, like was damn near gonna be a lottery pick, and he just bitched his ass. And see, like I said, with the cachet that Mike Krzyzewski, you talking about Jerry Tarkanian from UNLV, but the pedigree that Mike Krzyzewski had, it kind of fucked him up. Like people didn't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? And so that fucked him up. That's how much cachet Mike Krzyzewski has. A small hat. Go figure. Children of the fallen, right? That being said, you know, the dude got out, and I don't know where he at now, but I know he coaches somewhere. Bobby Knight's another legend. It's legends in basketball. But can a black player afford to, you talking about Denny Crum from Boilermakers, Denny Crum from back in the day, right? Y'all making me go back. I remember all them coaches, man. But anyway, so what happened, you know, a lot of times these black players get out and they trying to go overseas. They trying to go to these different places and shit like that because they can't afford to sit 2 years on the bench like the white boy. And we say, well, that's because their family got money. A lot of times these white boys be from middle-class families. A lot of times these white boys will be like, fuck it, I'll work as a grad assistant in practice, and then during the day, I'll go do this, I go do that. I do whatever the fuck I got to do. If it's working at McDonald's, if it's working some little part-time job on campus, especially when you play for these colleges and universities. One of the big dirty secrets that a lot of black players don't tell you is, a lot of people don't know is, if you go to like a major college, like a Division I, like a SEC, like a Ole Miss, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, listen, you can ride the bench. Denny Crum was Louisville. Who was the other guy for the Boilermakers? I forgot his name. But anyway, it wasn't Denny Crum, it was another guy. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, you know, you can ride the bench and shit like that. But as time goes on, what'll happen is they'll allow you to get jobs. Like I saw people play for Auburn and got all types of doors open for them because they were an Auburn football player. If you are an Alabama football player, it's so much shit you could do, right? Guys, Jay Barker, the guy that won the 1992 championship for Alabama under Gene Stallings, right? That beat Miami in the championship. That guy has, I think he has a car lot, and he does a talk radio in Birmingham. Dude's worth millions. He been rich, been set, right? Coaching, I mean, he didn't coach at all. But what I'm saying is, if a guy wants to coach in football, you come up the ranks. You go, you sit, you pay your dues. So what'll happen is a lot of black players, they go play in the NFL, and then they just want to get into coaching. That's why you see all these black players not getting jobs. Like Terrell Owens, it should be understood Terrell Owens can go make 7 figures as a football coach. Terrell Owens, from what I understand, is sick on the damn chalkboard, okay? He understands football through and through, right? And so what wound up happening, you know, he doesn't get, a lot of times these guys don't have the pedigree because they played football and they don't have the coaching. So a white boy that rode the bench, he a head coach by now. They the same age. You see these white boys at 37, 38, 42, and they the head coach of the damn Dallas Cowboys or the damn whatever. They played 2 years in the NFL. They got a graduate assistant at some little college up under some legendary coach for free. They coach, they become an assistant. They fuck around and get a defensive coordinator job in college. Once you get a defensive offensive coordinator, that's it. Your ass can jump to the pros with the quicks. You can be a wide receiver coach. You ain't got to just jump straight into the pros and be a head coach, you know. But that's what happens. It's a process to it. A lot of times, black players don't do that. That's just the truth, right? And so I don't think Terrell Owens is unstable. I think his reputation is unstable. But you telling me Terrell Owens can't go to some little small college right now and get a job like at I don't know, South Alabama, or will they pay him millions? No, but shit, I bet they'll pay his ass about $300,000-$400,000. Bet he can get that. Head coach of South Alabama or Troy State. I don't know about Troy State. They're pretty good. But yeah, shit, he probably could. Jacksonville State, one of those little colleges in Alabama. He from Phoenix City, which is like right there in the middle. Alexander City, whatever you from. Right? Alexander City. But the thing is, you know, people like that don't have the pedigree a lot of times. It depends. It depends. It depends. You can say he's not mature, but I'm telling you, his cachet alone, if he walks in there, should be able to get it. But guess what? A white boy beat him out. Even if he didn't have those off the field issues, because you hadn't had shit happen with Terrell Owens off the field since. You hadn't. Now, the shit he did with the Hall of Fame didn't help. I will agree with that. Right? Like he should just went in there, but I guess he like, fuck y'all. But then again, I don't know, bro. I don't know. The point I'm trying to make is this. I still think he has enough cachet to get a head coaching job at a HBCU. If he wanted to go get the job at Alabama State, right now they just gave the job to Eddie Robinson or somebody, whatever his name. Yeah, he could have got that job. And they could have easily, this Terrell Owens, the type of recruiting he would have been able to do for Alabama State, he would have got a lot of D1 transfers. Alabama State got a brand new damn stadium. They got a beautiful ass campus. It's at a damn historically, nationally known city in Montgomery, Alabama. You 2 hours from Atlanta. You're an hour and a half from Birmingham, right? You 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours from Jackson, Mississippi. You got all these, you got Memphis, you got all these, you're in a central location in Montgomery, Alabama. You could do whatever you wanted to do. Beautiful weather, warm year-round. You only got maybe a week or 2 weeks per year that's under 50 degrees the whole damn year. The rest of the year is shit, 75. In the winter, it's 65, 75 degrees in Montgomery. They even fuck around. If it ain't raining, if it's warm, shit, a normal winter day in the South is about 60 degrees in where I'm from. 60 degrees, right? And so there's no reason why these black people can't get these jobs. They can't get them. But a lot of times, yeah, Gene Cade, I know you're talking about, yeah. But a lot of times what happens is these guys lack the pedigree. And then when they get the pedigree, right? You get the pedigree, you get in, right? You think, well, man, it's oppression, it's racism, it's this, is that. And sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't blame them white folks. I don't blame them. And the reason I don't blame these white folks, you're supposed to maintain power. Who in the fuck expects white people to give black people everything? This is, they'll give you a job, they'll allow you to sustain yourself, and you might be able to make a little bit more of a surplus, and you might be able to do something. Some of these guys are getting $45-50 million a year now. Like, don't tell me that you can't start a team or a league making $50 million your damn self, just one player. Guys, do you understand? Just the top 20 highest paid players in the NBA could probably take 8%, 5% of their money and go start a league and pay them players six figures each, $200,000-300,000 each league minimum, and had a pro summer league, and they could play in it, right? And they could have those players getting paid in the summer. They play ball anyway, right? And you go with an N1 format because N1 had something. A lot of people don't remember that. N1, for those youngins that don't know this, N1 was the shit. And I'm telling you, when N1 had that damn mixtape tour, bro, let me tell you something. That shit was hot. And when they used to have that dude out there with the microphone and the DJ, that's what people want. They want festivities. They want to be entertained. That's exactly what you saw in the Negro Leagues 100 years ago. When you saw the Negro Leagues, what you saw were black men. They were out there. They was having fun. They was playing music. It was a festive occasion. It was just like, it was way better than the damn major leagues. The only reason that the NFL, the Major League Baseball took off, they cannibalized them, and they weren't fairly compensated for being cannibalized. There's supposed to be something North American, something that's supposed to, you don't just take the best player off a team and just don't give them nothing. You're not supposed to do that. And so when they cannibalized that league, they didn't look out for the black Negro League teams, right? But if you go back and listen and look at what the Negro Leagues was like, it was just like what you saw with N1. It's the same shit that N1 did with that shit was genius, right? And yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit look, me knowing basketball, I hate that fucking league. I hate it. Because I know basketball and I know them niggas, and I see a nigga that used to be a real dog. He all fat and out of shape. He trying to post up, shooting hook shot. Man, that shit just don't look right to me. I don't like it. I don't like it. And my thing is this. That basketball is a low-hanging fruit. You could easily fill up an arena with 5,000 people. Easily. At like $20 a seat or some shit. Easily you could do that, right? You could throw some basketball players in there, throw a couple of nice-ass ballers in there. You could charge a little more if you're gonna get some NBA players in there. You know what I'm saying? You might charge $35, $40, $50, right? But the point I'm trying to make, as time goes on, that shit would develop. And you need to do that shit every fucking summer. Why are we begging all the damn time? I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of us. We see the XFL about to take off, right? We have enough. We got all these damn billionaires finna put their money together to try to buy an NFL team. It's not going to be a major market in NFL. It's not like they're finna buy the New York Giants. They're not finna buy the Rams, right? They're not going to buy the New York Jets. They're not going to buy, the team in Vegas, the Raiders or some shit. They're not. They might buy Miami, because Miami's not necessarily a major market team like that. But I guarantee you they won't sell the Atlanta Falcons to a black football player. This shit is ran by the children of the fallen. So it's not like you're gonna be able to sell. They're not gonna sell it to the Falcons because they know what the fuck will happen if you sell LeBron James the damn Atlanta Falcons or some shit. They'll never do that because this is a type of city. All these rappers and entertainers, and you got Tyler Perry studios and all that shit right here. And if you was to give a black owner to the team, my God, it'll become the destination. They know that. They got to keep a tight hold on these niggas. So you might get the Arizona Cardinals. You might get shit. You ain't getting the Kansas City Chiefs right now. But you might get, some little mid-major, small market team. You might get it. You might fuck around. You might could get Minnesota. Some shit like that, right? But you're not. They're not gonna give you a foothold in their league. That shit just ain't gonna happen. I don't know about Green Bay. Green Bay got a lot of. That's a big ass franchise. Green Bay is bigger than you know. So a lot of people know. So I don't know if they'll sell them Green Bay. Green Bay is legendary. So I don't know about that.
If that is true, and only if that is true, he's got to go. You talking about compromising the integrity of competition? He would be in flagrant violation of that. There would be no excuse to keep him on as an owner. And oh, by the way, it would open up an avenue that Brian Flores clearly is interested in broaching. And that's in getting minority ownership, meaning black ownership in the NFL. There's plenty of owners that don't own a team by themselves. They got a group that all put in their money.
They done already called his ass and told him, man, this is Jay. This is Diddy. This is the elite black people using their relationships with these black I think, let me tell you something. I honestly believe that sports, I'm gonna get you in a second. Even if it takes, I'll get you in a second. I believe that this shit, all these people coming together and saying, yeah, man, we need to get black ownership. Listen, the NFL is not like some black man owning a business out there on the streets, right? You're a part of a conglomerate. There are rules, bylaws. You can't just unilaterally do a lot of shit that like look at Michael Jordan in the NBA, right? Michael Jordan is shackled. I really honestly believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, Kaepernick probably got something to do with that shit. Because if you get a black owner, they'll bring his old ass, out of shape ass back in there. And if I played linebacker, I would break that nigga up if he played. If that nigga come out there, he ain't playing no football. He's not playing any football. Nobody's going to tell me that, right? But the point I'm trying to make is they want to get one of these black teams, get one of these black people in there, some success like Magic Johnson or some shit. Man, fuck them niggas. What the fuck? Like, my thing is this. How long we've getting get the clown off my show, I'm gonna lose views. Well, I'm gonna say this. How long? It's been hundreds of years. We've seen token black people after token black person get in key positions, while the whole of black people, you know what I'm saying? The whole of black people suffer, struggle. And I'm not saying these niggas owe us shit, like, because I feel like you have to save yourself. I'm not one like Jay-Z need to give us money. No, fuck that. You get your own money. You save yourself, right? But my problem I have with all these damn people is that they always want to talk about getting token positions. Sharon, I guess I'm answering your question. Getting these black people in token positions. I'm the first black da-da-da-da-da. I'm the first black like Barack Obama. What the fuck happened to black people under Barack Obama? Right? Can anybody show me any type of lasting tangibles that black people got? Now, we can see a lot of shit that LGBT got. right? Now you must be new to the channel. You new to the channel, fam. LeBron James, you know, yeah, that's me too. I'm just like you because I damn sure don't think no LeBron James is no GOAT. But anyway, what have we gotten under Barack Obama? What did we get besides a bunch of fucking parties in the damn White House, right?
And there's enough black folks around that want to have an ownership stake in an NFL franchise. And one of the ways to make that happen is Stephen Ross being gone. I'm not encouraging him to be gone, Keyshawn, if this isn't true. But if this is true, Stephen Ross has got to go. He cannot stay on as owner of a National Football League team.
Clark was.
I mean, this shit is ridiculous, bro. I mean, look, everybody is in unison saying the same shit. He gotta go. He gotta go. Like, y'all ain't gonna do nothing but go get Rick Ross and Diddy and Jay-Z and the fucking, and they gonna be making rap songs, disrespecting, talking down to the rest of black people about how much elite they are over us. And yeah, nigga, I'm in the air. I don't hear niggas corny raps. Like that type of shit. Like, what the fuck? Right? And all these black, oh man, Jay-Z the man. Jay-Z the man. Jay-Z got this. Jay-Z got that. Right? Let's go back to when Jay-Z supposedly owned the Brooklyn Nets, or should I say New Jersey Nets at the time. What happened, right? What happened when Jay-Z was on that show with Jermaine Dupri talking about his ownership of a team? Now, this team at the time was worth about $250 million back then, because we're talking about the early 2000s, right? And Jay-Z bought in, and Jay was trying to flex like he just such a baller, you know. And yeah, man, I got a piece of the team. Yeah, you know, I'm just. So he was the first rapper, and everybody made a big fucking deal about that. Like, man, Jay ain't like the rest of these niggas out here. Jay got a team, man. Jay, shit, right? So what does Jay do? I knew some shit was up when I saw Jay ass going to Brooklyn and trying to negotiate with the city and the damn mayor and the damn city council. And he was using his name and his cachet. And I knew they said, well, he's not the majority owner. The majority owner is the Russian. I knew then it was some fuckery. I said, okay, so let me tell you what this Russian is doing. He is basically probably gifted Jay-Z that damn team, that piece of the team. And I'm going to get into it in a second, right? And he gifted that damn team a piece of it. Jay, let's say Jay really did buy. And it boosted his name up as one of the greats, right? Oh, my God, Jay's such a businessman. He's just, you know, why? Because he needed that to separate himself. Now, I will give him, when you go back and listen to his earlier rhymes, that's what he was talking about. Like, he told you what he was going to do. But all that shit is really his idea. But that shit, if you go listen to Dame Dash, Dame was on that shit way before anybody. Dame was the first one, and that was his guy when they first came out. Go back when they first came out. Dame was the first one talking that shit. Dame was like, yeah, man, you know, I'm worth about 300 million, but shit, you know, we trying to give that with the big boys, man. We want to own this, we want to control. So when you listen to Jay's raps, that's how he was talking, right? And they started calling him the God, the architect, right? The blueprint. Y'all don't see this shit, man. Y'all, that's what it's about, right? And he sold out. He was like, shit, fuck it. I'm gonna pay homage to these Masonic motherfuckers. I'm gonna put my hand up, right? I mean, hey, we was fans. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie and say that Jay wasn't the man. Let's not lie about that shit, right? Jay was the man. I mean, he had when your boy died, and he came out with this, when they had this little period right here, this shit was hot.
This one's for the fame. More money is legal now. Just repair ya.
I mean, this shit was hot, boy.
For the dynasty, a million.
Check it out, yo. Hey, yo, this time is for my family. We ride or die. It's in the blood to the death.
Nigga, The Rock had it. Like, The Rock was the shit. He had that diamond. Nigga was on the basketball court. They'll hit a shot, be running up, throwing the diamond. Remember that shit? You know what I'm saying? And what happened? So he gets his ownership of the team. He goes and he negotiates. They get the Barclays Center built right in the heart of Brooklyn. Shortly, maybe 6 months after the bitch opened and had his grand opening, Jay-Z sells his share of the team. Oops, come to find out, Jay owned 1% of the team, 0.1% to be exact. Exactly. Jay owned 0.1% of a $300 million team, which 1% is $3 million. So 0.1% would be what? $300,000. That's how much he owned. Did he finance it? Because shit, if he did, what did he put down? 10%? Shit, Jay back then was getting $100,000 a show. So I mean, really, but he owned. Now, what was he doing though? We got to look at this shit. What was he doing when he went and talked to Jermaine Dupri? I forget the name. It's called The Life. I think it's called The Life. It's on YouTube right now. You can go find that shit, right? And let me see if I can find it right quick. Because I'm damn sure gonna play that shit. Jay was talking shit, right? Jermaine Dupri, Life. I think that was the name of it. If that's it. Living the Life or something. And he was on there. It was some years ago. And he was just talking about owning part of the Brooklyn Nets. And I never forget this nigga was lying. Basically, what he did, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I figured him out. I said, oh, so this nigga wants to lie about business and make himself seem like he's such a boss. And it's such a big deal to him to be perceived as the richest in rap, right? To Jay, it's all about I'm not like the rest of these niggas out here. He has an elitist mentality. It's not like Jay will get on and be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna look out for the people. I'm gonna do this. This goes out to my projects. This goes out to this. Look out for my nigga Dame, man. Dame, the one that gave me the vision. Dame, the one held me down. Yeah, we fell out, but I got to show Dame some love. I got to look out for this. He ain't like that. Jay about Jay, man. Jay is just like LeBron. LeBron don't give a fuck about the Lakers. Y'all do know that, right? LeBron is about stats and LeBron's legacy and LeBron and clutch sports. That's who the fuck he cares about. That's where his heart is. He has no loyalty. I'm sorry to tell you, Lakers fans. This man has basically auctioned off your future. That's pretty much what's about to happen. He has auctioned off the future of the Los Angeles Lakers franchise, one of the top 3, 4, or maybe probably, if not the wealthiest, damn most coveted sports franchise on the planet, right? And what happened? You know what I'm saying? My thing is, at the end of the day, this guy sat around bragging for years. Let me go ahead and show this shit, man. I'm going to show this one. I'm going to show it to you. The nigga sat there and lied, man.
Welcome to a very, very special edition of Cutting Up, where sports and hip-hop meets every week right here on ESPN2. Today we have hip-hop and sports all rolled up in one, and we are back in BK with the king of Brooklyn, my man, Jay.
Well, you're getting good at that, boy. One take, I like that. Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
For anybody out there that don't really know, you know, Jay-Z is basically getting ready to bring the New Jersey Nets to Brooklyn. And he's the first hip-hop star to become an owner.
Yeah, it's 3 black owners, Bob Johnson, Magic Johnson, and I'm the only non-Johnson.
Look, man, the man got 0.1% of the fucking team. We oh my God, worship Jay-Z because he got. I see if the nigga owned 40% of the team. I'd be like, shit, Jay making. I would have shit to say, right? This nigga owned 0.1% of the fucking team, and I never forget all those years when I was talking to people before he sold that ownership. Before he sold it, man, Jay worth, man, $500 million. Like, how the fuck Jay worth $500 million? Where? Well, he got he owned the Nets. Yeah, $300,000 worth of the Nets. That was it. That was it, man.
I'm the first non-Johnson, yo.
We keep it real in the barbershop, so I know you had to put down a lot of money for this, man. People want to know, man.
Well,
you broke the bank.
I ain't gonna never break the bank, but I put up some money.
You put up some money?
Yeah.
All right. You gonna keep it like that? We gonna
right. You know what it is.
Yeah.
See that? This nigga lying. You know what it is. I put up some money. You know what it is. Watch this shit. This nigga is lying through his fucking teeth, trying to be something he's not, trying to be like the white boys, the children of the fallen, right? when he got the opportunity to do it on his own. And we're going to get into all that.
Like that, we go, yeah, right. You know what it is. Yeah. I mean, you know, if everybody can do it, we all have a team, right?
Y'all see that shit, right? If everybody can do it, you know, we all have a team. You know what it is, right? Like, lying through his damn teeth. You know what it is. If everybody can do it, we'd all have a team. Like, full of shit, man.
So with everybody in the barbershop, he done dropped a good little piece of saying, we all could do it if we could.
No, JD, you probably could have. JD, probably shit. Maybe a couple of niggas in the barbershop could have owned it just as much. Oh, what you got to put down? 50,000? Shit, here you go. Bam. I got just as much ownership in the Nets as Jay do. What, nigga? Right? It ain't like he just paid cash for that shit. He probably financed that shit. He ain't pay shit. But if everybody could do it, we know after all this time, this nigga goes to the highest bidder. Right? Now that we know Jay goes to the highest bidder, when we hear them talking about black ownership, what, Jay-Z? This fake ass nigga? I have no, like, I was glad when Jay went and sat and talked to the NFL. I did agree with that because I was like, fuck Colin Kaepernick. The bitch don't even speak. He don't say nothing. Fuck him. We ain't got to sit and follow this nigga rules. This nigga ain't doing shit. This nigga just posts on fucking Instagram and Twitter, and he's supposed to be a black revolutionary. He wearing leather jackets and picking his fro out, and that's a black leader now. So I agree with Jay, and Jay looking at this nigga like, nigga, I'm a real hustler. You ain't. You a damn athlete who got basically monetized in a damn MK Ultra or some shit. Ain't no telling with your damn handlers, right? So Jay looking at this nigga like I run intellectually circles around this nigga. Why am I following his lead? Jay a snake now. He always looking at it for what he can get out of it. He's what I call a people climber, right? Because he started with Dame and he moved up. Now he fucking with Warren Buffett and all of them, but he'll never be viewed as an equal to them niggas. Never, right? And there was another video I was about to do about another people climber who spoke with a famous female rapper, and they were talking about relationships, but that video might be coming later. Because damn, he that ain't the energy I was getting. You know, I can kind of contrast two videos. I got my video and the video he's talking to Nikki, and I'm gonna see which one gonna show up. So basically, why was he talking like that on my video? But then you get in front of Nikki and you talking like, well, you know, 85% of black men, and you know, it's not European standards. You know, I'm not saying anything. It's just that, you know, few features. And no, nigga, you said black women are the ugliest women on the face of the planet, and science proves it. You said that shit on the damn. I got you. I'm gonna cover all that shit, blow by blow. I got it coming because that video was about to be. This was about to be that video, right? But I'm not gonna do it. Right now, the whole point about the whole situation with Jay, I'm not feeling that shit, man. I'm just not. So let me go to this other piece with Jason Whitlock right quick. And let's get to it.
Ask about Flores' contention that the NFL operates like a plantation. Take a listen to what Ryan Clark says here.
Your reaction to the NFL being compared to a plantation?
You know, I always think about what slavery truly was, and I never want to, you know, compare things to slavery. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say it's necessarily a plantation because people will push back against that because these players do get paid. What I will say is this:
that's it. The only reason it's not slavery is because they get paid. Is that it? That's the only difference between playing in the NFL and playing a game you love, right? And slavery is that you get paid. Them niggas, if they just paid $100,000 every nigga you see out there playing, it ain't got shit to do with the money. They're out there because they love what they do. It's fun. I played basketball. That shit is fun. It was fun. It was war. I loved it. I loved going to war. I loved it. It's almost like testing myself to see what I could accomplish against better players. I love doing that shit. To see what I'm made of on the inside. It's a sport. It's not like we can grab knives and swords and go out in the woods and hunt down an animal like we used to 150 years, 200 years ago, right? You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, I just feel like we got so much of this this white liberal, like they just got their fingers up these niggas' ass and moving their mouths, dog. They do. Let me keep going.
There is no separation in any of the four major sports between ownership and labor that's further apart than the NFL. I've sat at the table with these owners and listened to how they talk about labor. It is truly
now watch this shit. Now these are billionaires. This is where you got to understand, we all know the cash flow quadrant. You got the employee, the self-employed. Those are people on the left side. The right side, you got the business owner and the investor. In order to exist and live on the right side of the quadrant, you have to think. You have to change your thinking, right? An employee would never understand this shit he about to say. Now watch what he said. They said. Watch this.
Labor to them. We don't work with them. We work for them. We are commodities. Commodities.
What is human capital but a commodity? Somehow that's racist. Somehow in his mind that's racist. This explains the mentality of the football players. Man, they look at us as commodity. That's what the fuck you are. You think when you go to work, you're not a commodity. That's what you are.
Of the four major sports between ownership and labor that's further apart than the NFL. I've sat at the table with these owners and listened to how they talk about labor. It is truly labor to them. We don't work with them. We work for them. We are commodities. Commodities that can be replaced. Commodities that can be sold. Commodities that can be traded. And so when Brian Flores speaks of it in that nature, it's absolutely true.
No, it's not. I'll debate anybody. That shit ain't slavery. Motherfuckers will play football for $40,000. If half these dudes, if they don't have any career options, and somebody say, hey man, you can come play football, we'll pay you $55,000. You see this shit all the time. You know how I know? I know niggas that played basketball until they was damn near 40, making $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, and was happy because they got to at least somewhat live a decent life. It wasn't decent, but they got to play ball 4, 5, 6 months out the year and say, nigga, I'm a real fucking professional basketball player. I can hold my head high. Now, take in mind, you might have 2 or 3 kids. You ain't paying for shit. You out the country 6 months a year. You don't even see your children. You'll be better served just coming and get a job at the factory. But the fact that you can run up and down the court to chase a basketball, right, is something that is important to most black men. Fuck it. Most black men would love to play a sport professionally. Most. And I'm speaking as a guy who played ball overseas, telling you that shit, most black men would love that shit. The only thing that stops them is, maybe they just don't have the opportunity. But if you lay that shit out, it's not like these dudes are like, well, I can't feed my family. I guess I go out here and, they act like it's prostitution or something. Like prostitution, I would say somebody's more so in a lot of situations. Some women, not all, some of them do it for their drug habit, but a lot of women, even when they selling their bodies, they doing it because they got to pay bills. And it's like, well, I ain't got no choice. I can't get a job right now. This nigga say he want to come fuck for $300. Fuck it. I got to pay this bill. Fuck it. I give him some. Like that type of shit, right? That's what they make football sound like. That's not what football, motherfuckers break their neck trying to make it to the NFL. I hate when these niggas say this shit. Just because a book came out some years ago called $40 Million Slaves, everybody just believe that shit is just gospel.
The other thing is, it's a seat at the table is very difficult to get, whether that's a seat at the executive table, whether that's a seat at the table of ownership. And right now we have nobody that looks like me in ownership. And so we continue to have the same cycle of people.
Exactly, Iris. Listen, man, a billionaire, a lot of these guys, listen. If you're going to come talk to me about, like, I'll never understand. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If and this is just true, man. You got to follow me for a second, okay? Just follow me with your imagination, all right? So let's say you start you start a lawn service, right? You got your little cheap-ass truck. You riding around cutting grass in your neighborhood, right? And before long, you get busy. Like you cutting grass, you getting contracts with government contracts and shit. So you full time, you making $200,000 a year, you cutting grass. So you finally say, fuck it, let me stop cutting grass. Let me hire people to cut grass and let me grow this thing, right? And you do it and you get major contracts and you mess around and you become a billionaire because you're able to parlay that money from that business into a major, well-known franchise or a major, well-known company all over the world, let's say, right? And so, let's say it's called True Green or something. I think they got a company called True Green or whatever that do grass, like make sure your grass don't got no weeds or something. But let's Kim Green or whatever, right? You got some big ass company, and let's say you get a stadium in a city, right? You own a team, and you buy a team, right? And you bought the team when it wasn't the end thing to do. Like let's say in the 80s where the team was for sale for 15, 20 million, you paid $20 million, right? You overpaid for the team, but you were thinking long term, right? So you bought the team, you've been the owner of the team, it's in your family, your son, your daughter, all them work within as executives within this organization. You pay them millions of dollars. Now the team is worth 1.2 or 1.3 billion dollars. Or not even that. Let's say it's worth 800, 900 million dollars, right? And some kid who you drafted who has a 40-inch vertical and can jump or can run, and he's 6'7", he's 22 years old, 23, or let's say he's 30 years old, been playing with you for a while. Y'all got a good relationship, right? I'm gonna tell you a dirty little secret about it. And we gotta tell the truth. We gotta tell. Sometimes it's good to tell the truth. Are you ever gonna look at that person as your equal in the sense that are y'all cut from the same cloth? Do you think that? Do you think that a guy who bounces a ball has the same brain power as you? When I say equal, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're not the same. You're not going to be able to come in here and be able to sit down with me and think that you're my equal because you can run up and behind a fucking basketball. You're just what did he just say? Commodity. Right? That's just like when the guy was talking to Ben Shapiro was talking to the guy was like, well, yeah, your company's nothing without us. We own the factory and we're the factory and your company's nothing without us, right? And then Ben Shapiro was like, okay, so you go out here, you negotiate, first of all, you get the loan, you borrow $150 million to build that factory. You clear out the land, you bribe all the politicians, you get the permits, you get all the machinery, you get all you pay OSHA, you do all the things you have to do. Then you negotiate, you get the contracts with different companies, distributors and all that shit, and open your doors and you start a factory. It's not that easy. There isn't an abundance of billionaires and people that create jobs. There's an abundance of motherfuckers that can jump, run. Every year a motherfucker turn 18 that can jump and run a 40, run a 4.2, right? Every year somebody can run a 4.2, right? I'm just saying. And so a lot of people talk this shit. And so these players and these athletes, they get on these teams and they think you the same. We're not the fucking same. I work for a company. I'm not finna go in there and sit in there with the CEO of the company. Man, you should be paying me, $1 million, man. Shit, y'all making it. Why I don't get $1 million? You're like, man, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is this? Man, get his ass out of here. That's the first thing they'll say. I wouldn't do no dumb shit like that. But that's what these NFL players do. Well, man, you making this. You should give me this. Bitch, leave. Well, we gonna walk out. But the only difference is that hurt the league. But see, I'm gonna tell you where I would be as an owner. I wouldn't give in to that shit. You know what I'd do? I would first of all, your children are the fallen cousins run ESPN. I would go and open it up and have open trials for all these guys. And after about 2 or 3 years, those guys will be the stars. Just to prove a point, right? I don't think that these guys are on the same level. I'm sorry. You're not. I'm not on the same. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to get there, but I'm not on the same level as a motherfucker that owns the corporation, this big-ass top 10 corporation I work for. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? There's an abundance of people that want to play football. Now, can you find a LeBron James? No, you won't be able to. But we don't need LeBron James. I'll change the whole format. Give me a hot sauce. You can find a bunch of hot sauces out there. Motherfucker handle the basketball, and they fun to watch and put asses in the seats. Because that's all he do anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do that, then he just stack the team and win championships. Do the same shit. Right? Same shit. Oh, he's the greatest of all time. Right? That's all it is.
people run through. Josh McDaniels is good enough to fail in Denver, take a job, then not take a job, but then be the guy who's the lead for the Las Vegas Raiders. We've also seen guys like Hugh Jackson, who I actually got an opportunity to interview last week, that'll be out tomorrow on The Pivot, talk about the way that he succeeded in Oakland and then wasn't supported there and fired. And then he goes to Cleveland and wasn't supported there in his efforts to make a better team. And there's story after story like this, but now Brian Flores has pulled back the curtain. And in pulling back the curtain, he'll show that there is disparities, that there is differences, that people aren't treated the same, and that the playing field is not level.
Why the fuck would it be level, black man? Can somebody honestly tell me why? If you're a white man, let's follow me for a second. Imagine you a white man, your team, you the team owner, you worth billions of fucking dollars. You built and you started your shit out of Silicon Valley from your mama's garage, okay, as a teenager, right? And you got this big ass $1 billion playpen, and you got all this shit going on. And then you got some little naughty-headed kid coming in there telling you it's time for a change. Or some coach. A motherfucker that can't do nothing but football his whole fucking life. Let me explain something to y'all. I know y'all don't want to hear this shit. This is going to hurt a lot of brothers' feelings, but I'm going to say it. Listen, man. A lot of these damn black athletes out here, they can't do shit but basketball. Just like I talk about all the time. There are people, I played basketball. There are people who walk around Montgomery, Alabama with their head held high that ain't done shit since 1995, right? But they think when they see me, they're better than me. And I make 8 times what the fuck they make, half of them. Right? These niggas might be making $30,000 or whatever. They don't know what the fuck. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of my face. You walk around this bitch like you betting everybody because of some shit Dick Vitale said about you in 1995, or you was on the McDonald's All-American team, or you did this and you went to college D1 and you played ball, and you even made a 10-day contract with the Lakers or a 10-day contract with the Houston Rockets, right? And then you went overseas and you played basketball, right? And then what happens is these niggas get out of school and they didn't look. They was in high school. They took that shit for granted. They didn't get their work. They go to college. They don't go to fucking class because they thinking they going to the NFL. Just like old boy in the movie The Program that got hurt. Killed the quarterback. Remember that guy? You that motherfucker that was messing with my sister, right? And then the dude hit his ass. Fucked his leg up. That was it. That was it, right? I know so many niggas. I got into it with one of my homeboys too. I remember when I first started lifting the veil, I called him, right? Dude, he a good dude. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him, but I called him. And I was like, look, man, why don't you, I can help you get in the IT, man. These jobs making X amount of dollars. Now, this dude is coaching in like some little small rural town, right? He's the head coach. I know for a fact when you're the head coach of these little areas, they give you a stipend. So what happens is you teach school, they give you a salary, and then they might give you an extra $10,000 to $15,000 stipend for being the head coach of the football team, basketball team. Like that. That's how they make their money, right? So he might have been making 70. He's like, man, I love what I do. I love being a coach. My thing was, man, I said, man, at the end of the day, a lot of guys are just coaches just because they can't do shit else. Why black men, all we can do is everything we do has to deal with a fucking ball. When you see a black man, he goes to college. What does he major in? Sports management. A lot of them. You know how many black niggas I knew that was in school? What's your major? Sports management. Physical therapy, right? Why? Because you want to be a coach. I love basketball and I want to be a coach. That is a fucking tired ass game, bro. Black man, you got to do better. Okay? Coaches come a dime. Black coaches, listen, I can walk in a barbershop on any given Saturday. Roll a football or basketball in that bitch. And it's going to be a nigga stand up. He could be old as hell. He going to know everything, how to run routes. He know the game. He know the positions. He know all that shit. He know the history of the game. He know all that shit. And the motherfucker make $40,000, right? Like, you've acquired all this knowledge and there's nothing you can do with it. There's so many black men across America, right, that love football and basketball so much that they dedicate their lives to it and it doesn't love them back. I realized a long time ago, basketball, I love basketball, shed tears, love the game. The game didn't love me back. I'm over that shit. Like, well, shit, I don't love the game back then. Fuck it. I'm going to use it for what I can. Get the fuck on. If you catch me running up and down the court now, it's to teach my son how to play and cardio. That's what the fuck it is. I don't care no more. right? I let go of that shit because I understood a long time ago this game don't love me back. When it comes to football, it's the same damn way. So when you see some of these guys, they actually are able to get to the top of the pyramid. They feel like, yeah, man, coaching is a good thing to be, and I want to be a coach. You can't really guarantee these motherfuckers gonna give you a job in the NFL. You might get a job for 2 years, have an 8-9 and 9-8 and 10-8, and lose 25 games and win 24 games and get fired. And your ass is a mediocre coach. You probably be good to get a offensive or defensive coordinator position. That's at best. But what does he do? He begs the white man to give him a position.
When you look at the number of coaches who are fired and hired, it's always more white coaches than black. And then when you look at the league, you always see more minority and black players than white. It's no different than what he's talking about on plantations. They just get paid a little bit more.
So he said it's not a plantation, then he said it is. So I got something for y'all. Y'all know what I'm going to play. Y'all already know what I'm going to play. Y'all know my channel.
Black man in America, for the past 400 years, has been like a boy in the white man's house, begging the white man for a job, for food, clothing, and shelter. And then after the white man provides him with all of these.
Let me go back. Let that shit play again. What's up, Rainey? Let me let that play again. Watch this. Watch this. Come on, Malcolm.
Black man in America, for the past 400 years, has been like a boy in the white man's house, begging the white man for a job, for food, clothing, and shelter. And then after the white man provides him with all of these things, he turns around and has the nerve to get angry at the white man when the white man tries to control his life. How can people, a group of people such as our people, who own no factories, have equal job opportunities competing against a race that owns the factories? The only way the two can have equal job opportunities is that black people have factories as well as white people have factories. And then we can employ whites or we can employ blacks, just like they can employ whites or they can employ blacks. But as long as the factories are in the hands of the whites, the housing is in the hands of the whites, the school system is in the hands of the whites, you have a situation where the blacks are constantly begging the whites, can they use this or can they use that? That's not any kind of equality of opportunity, nor does it lend toward one's dignity. What does a black man look like begging for a cup of coffee in a white restaurant and doesn't have a job to back up to pay for it when he does get the coffee? It's putting the cart before the horse. Instead of the Negro leaders having the black man begging for a chance to dine in white restaurants, the Negro leader should be showing the black man how to do something to strengthen his own economy, to give himself an independent economy, or to provide job opportunities.
This is Coon Talk today. This Coon Talk. What, nigga? You saying we can leave Master Plantation and we can get out there and work and whatever we work for, we get to keep? Yeah, man, isn't that great? No, man, you a coon, man. We got to stay here, man. What if this happened? What if this happened? Well, that's the same risk that the master took when he started his shit. He's successful. You can be successful.
For himself, not begging for a cup of coffee in a white man's restaurant. Number one, he must have a knowledge of himself, and this gives him confidence in himself. He has been brainwashed by the educational system that exists here in America to the point where he feels he was a savage in the jungle when he was before he was brought here, and this destroys his morale. So the number one thing that has to be done, he has to be retaught, he has to be re-educated and made to know that he's a man like anyone else, and then he can stand on his own 2 feet like others. Then it's the black man, the black leadership, who has access to all of this money and has all of these degrees today, can't use his talent, his know-how to set up business opportunities, job opportunities, housing opportunities for the black people, the same as the white leaders have done for white people. Then these black leaders need to get off the boat. They're not leading our people toward any kind of independence, but they're using their positions and their education and their talent to exploit our people worse than the slave master did during slavery.
If white immigrants can come to this country 50 years ago with nickels and dimes and no education, and come here and pool their little nickels and dimes and no education, and set up little stores, develop these stores into
this man is the greatest. I love Malcolm X.
Larger stores, develop this into an industry which creates job opportunities for whites. Since Lincoln was supposed to have freed the black man 100 years ago, and today the black man, according to the government economist, has spending power of $20 billion per year. We feel that with the black man spending $20 billion a year, not setting up any businesses, not creating any industry, not creating any job opportunities for his own kind, he's not in a moral position to point the finger.
You are not in a moral position. Come on, Malcolm. Say it again. Say it again. Let me let that play.
Not creating any industry, not creating any job opportunities for his own kind. He's not in a moral position to point the finger today at the white man and tell the white man that he's discriminating against him for not giving him a job in factories that he himself set up. If the black man has $20 billion, and these so-called Negro leaders are such geniuses that...
What do you hear them niggas on ESPN right now trying to use their ingenuity to do? Watch, they trying to use guilt, white guilt, to get guilted into giving a job to some token nigga that ain't gonna do shit for black folks, but give us an image and say, oh my God, Jay-Z owns a team. Jay's different. He went from, and he'll be doing interviews and all the rappers will be like, man, I'm trying to get like Jay and Beyonce, man. That's all the fuck it's gonna be. That's all the fuck it's gonna be. Guys, you know how easy, listen. Do you know how easy it is for all these black athletes and rappers to put like $300,000 together and start their own credit unions and shit? You know how easy that shit is? At least then you got some sort of physical, tangible shit that black people could really use 200, 300 years from now and say, hey, they started this shit. This is how J.P. Morgan and all them got ahead. I mean, the small hats, the children of the fallen, they started maybe a long time ago, but they started a long time ago. We got such a short-term mentality. Like Tupac said, gimme, push, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's not like Jay gonna look out for black folks. Listen, if black people gonna get ahead, we gonna build our own shit. Or we will forever be at the effect of the white man. And that's just real shit. Now, I'm gonna tell you now, this shit right here. Listen to this shit, because this shit's some deep shit this dude said. Hold on, let me unmute.
Get a fucking job. You won't get a wife. You won't raise your kids. You're the reason. What I'm telling young men listening to this podcast tonight.
Listen, now listen to me now. Listen, because this dude is racist as fuck. I'm not even a fool. Like, I'm not coding with this shit. The dude is racist, what he's saying. But is it not true when you look at what they're doing at ESPN right now, trying to shame white folks into giving them some shit? Instead of building your own shit, like Malcolm said, you'll never get respect because you can't look them motherfuckers in their eyes as equals. You'll never be able to look them in their eyes and say, bitch, I'm your equal. I built this. I employ thousands of white people as well as blacks. I'm your equal, bitch. I did exactly what, and that's what this dude is talking. When he talking that shit, that's really the shit that hurt my soul. That's what hurt me. When I heard him say that, I was like, damn, this shit true. Because he's telling the damn truth. Let's go.
Yeah. Look for a good woman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, can I ask you something real quick? What is your definition of a perfect woman?
Not a good man, but a good leader, yes. Because evidently drama will come up.
So a man has to be so to be a good leader, a man needs to be monogamous. That's your position.
Yeah, well, white cultures practice monogamy. Black culture, practices, polygamy, and we can see whose culture is going better. So yeah, I would say being monogamous is the way to go.
Are you? So is that an admission of your race being white? Because we haven't got that yet.
No, yeah, I'm a white man.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because you was popping off at the mouth with the niggas. So I just wanted to make sure it was a white dude calling up the show using the word nigga.
I will call you a nigger or say nigger. I don't give a fuck. I show my face. I'm very, very, very active in white power politics in my state.
Are you? He said I'm very active in white power politics, and look at his mentality. See, let me explain something to y'all. This white man has the mindset of a lot of them damn team owners. And the problem is, you not going to shame me. If I own that bitch, you not finna shame me to give you my fucking team. Now, are they going to get Jay-Z? Or they might get one black owner, but you're not finna shame the children of the fallen led NFL into giving the whole damn league over to black folks. That shit is never gonna happen. Right? That's like me coming up to you and saying, hey, I want you to put me down as the beneficiary of your life insurance. Take your grandkids off and take your life insurance and all the millions of dollars you're going to leave to your grandkids. Give it to me. That's what you asking the black man. They never going to do that shit, man. I know that. I know black people, that's what you're asking the white man. White people are never going to give away their future, their resources. And what did Malcolm say? He because he's looking out for himself. He's trying to maintain himself. And he's not wrong. I'm gonna play the rest of that clip. Let me finish this.
Are you a part of the triple K clan?
So the Ku Klux Klan hasn't really existed since the 1970s. So that's like just shows your ignorance. It's all.
Hey, of course I would be ignorant to that. I'm not white. I don't know what the fuck you guys do. I'm asking. I am ignorant. Yes.
So why are you side-skirting?
No. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get off topic, but you kind of sidestepped. No. Hold on.
I made a joke about being Asian non-binary.
I know you, and that was a sidestep. And it was funny, but it was still a sidestep. You still didn't answer my question. That's all. But so that's what I'm saying. You think that your idea, the white culture's idea of family is a better, more productive.
Watch this shit. What he about to say now. And think about what he's saying. He said, guys, you're beasts of the field. This shit hurt, but it's the truth. Because look at what the fuck our wealthiest people are doing. Begging the white man to get him some shit. You got motherfuckers making $50 million. Just the top 10 niggas in the NBA could start their own league easy and won't even miss it. I'm talking about with play money, tax money. Like, man, I need a tax write-off. Shit, let me go spend $50 million on them. These niggas making, look at them. They making hundreds of millions of dollars a year. You need a tax write-off. You making, if I'm paying you $45 million and then you turn around the next year and take him out, you making $45 million, plus you making another $30 million on shoe sales, plus you got part ownership of Under Armour. That's Steph Curry, right? You got Subway, you got all these damn endorsements, right? You go into the damn Men's Express, it is Steph Curry all on the wall and shit. Steph Curry probably with endorsements and everything per year is probably pulling somewhere upwards of $110, $120 million. Steph Curry could probably easily come up off $30 million. I'm not talking to give it to black folks. I'm talking about to start a league to save it. So you make that 110 one year, then you make 110 the next year, then you make 100. Think about it. We're talking every fucking year, not just 1 year, every year. We're looking at just the money he make off his damn NBA contract. That's a little chump change. The other money. All that damn money, man, that money every year, you getting $100 million in endorsements and all that shit. He has to spend 40, 30, like probably 45, 50 million just a year just to keep the IRS off his ass. You know what I'm saying? That's one guy. We got Chris Paul. Chris Paul making that kind of, all them niggas making this kind of money. All of them. State Farm. Every NBA player you see on TV. And then even the small market teams, those guys got local advertisements just right around Atlanta. Like Trae Young, all this fucking money these dudes is making. Come on, man.
Frame of reference than that of a black or colored family.
Well, whose kids have more in prison? Whose kids, have built the world? So yeah, absolutely. There's a reason. The best thing, I like to reference, we can look at Jim Crow and segregation back in like the 1950s. The black family was stronger in 1950 than they are today.
Right.
And that's because they had a Western, culture that was enforced. Your people have to be told what to fucking do. Your people have to be under the boot. Because
listen, he said your people have to be told to what to fucking do. Your people have to be under the boot. But look at these motherfuckers begging. Is he not lying? Is he not lying? See, this is the point I'm proving right here. He's proving it. We're proving it. I mean, he has to go. We need black ownership. They need to give us a bitch. I ain't selling you shit. Now what? I'm going to sell it to my cousin over there. Now what? Oh, this is just not right. Another white man, bitch. I don't care. That's what I said in this video. When I covered this video, what did I say? I say, this white man, if you come and say, you know what, man, you guys did us wrong, which is what typically black people will say. Well, yeah, man, the reason this has happened because you guys did this and you know what a cracker like this will tell you? So, nigger, and we didn't make, that's your excuse? You know what I'm saying? That's what he'll say, nigger, I don't care, nigger. We dominated you, nigger. We made you build America, nigger. Like, that's how they talk. And you'll be mad and be shit, but at the end of the day, what can you do? You can only play that moral shit on TV, right? It doesn't work and I'm not saying morals don't have a place. Obviously, I'm a man of faith. I believe in morals and all that. But what I'm saying is, when you're dealing with someone out here on this way, that's why me being a Christian don't make me weak, because I understand the game. I know, like, you can say you're a believer. I ain't finna let you make an ass out of me just because you say you believe, right? That ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Facts are facts. It is what it is, right? This is business. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we are around here begging 60 some odd years after Malcolm X said, stop begging.
Not, you just go fucking crazy. You know, the black rate of father in house has gotten significantly worse since the end of segregation.
That's
so
true.
you tell me why black men, once they get their freedom, they don't stay with their family. Why?
I don't know. Maybe we're weak, like you say.
Oh, you're not weak. You're just, you're beast of the field. You need white men to tell you how to live and show you how to live.
We're beasts.
Listen, man. This shit is so. Whenever you think of that, think of Colin Kaepernick kneeling to make white people feel sorry for him and give him power. This is what the fuck we did, right? The whole world saw us marching, protesting for white people to get their foots off our ass, because it wasn't shit we can do to organize. And the whole world now knows, right, that the black person in America cannot fend for themselves. So is this shit not true? You know what I'm saying? Is this shit not true what he's saying? Oh, I would have had a comeback. You right. The host ain't no fucking way he gonna come on there and say that shit to me. I ain't gonna have something to come back with his ass. It'd have been a whole different conversation. He come on sub channel with that bullshit. I might have some shit to say, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, fuck it. I might even say, well, yeah, it is true that we need to stand up. I preach that shit all the time, that we need to stand up and do whatever. But you ain't finna come on here talking shit about black folks. Fuck you. Because it's your ancestors the reason, da 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 da. Now I know you don't give a fuck, but you can't do that and come blame me at the same fucking time. Can't do that. No, you can't. Now you can't. You can't come on here and talk shit like that. I'm not finna do that, right? And guys, interesting side note, tidbit. I was watching Brandon Tatum earlier. I listen to Brandon Tatum. I do. It's guilty pleasure. Sometimes I listen to that shit and I be like, man, it's bullshit. But I listen to it because it's funny, right? So Brandon Tatum covered the Whoopi Goldberg situation. Brandon Tatum said that he talked about the Holocaust, right? And he said that the Holocaust was, they were racist. They killed the Jews. They just wanted to wipe them off the face of the earth. They were evil. Basically, in so many words, the Nazis were evil, right? Go and look at Brandon Tatum's commemorative video on the Tulsa riots and look at how he covered the Tulsa riots. Both were slaughters, right? One was slaughtering the Jews, supposedly. I ain't gonna go into that shit, right? And the other one was the slaughtering of 300 black people 100 years ago. And look at how he was talking about them black folks that got slaughtered, as if they deserved it, as if they brought it on themselves, as if they started it but couldn't finish it. That's what he was talking like. But then when it comes to the small hats, I was like, damn, bro, you got to be consistent. I'm not even saying he shouldn't have said what he said in that video. I don't agree with that. But if he going to say that, then fine. But why you going to do that, then turn around and talk about the Tulsa riots and say that shit was just, come on, Brandon Tatum. Come on now. Come on. But anyway, let's keep going.
We're beasts of the field. We're beasts of the field, and we need to be led by white men. That's what you just said?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the biggest example, I'd say, your beast of the field. If you read the Bible, it says that beasts like to mate back to back. And we all know how black men look, big old fat asses, you mate back to back. You're beast. You're beast.
Right.
And without white men telling you how to live, you fall apart. And that's we can see that.
Right.
We can see that in South Africa. We can see that in Rhodesia. We can see that in America. I mean, anytime.
Yeah, allegedly. I didn't even say what I really feel and why I don't believe, but you know, but allegedly that's what happened. Supposedly, 6 million. Right? We know the rest. I ain't even say what happened.
White man gives you free reign to do what you want to. You just fuck, and pop out kids and resort to tribalism and gang warfare.
Wait, hold on. You said the white man gave us free reign, but aren't you supposed to be telling us? Wait, you're saying that the white man needs to tell us what to do, but the white man has also given us free reign to fuck?
Yeah, no. So what I'm saying is, when you were under segregation, you had a better life.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Appreciate it. Right. I appreciate you for clearing that up.
And then when the white man, stops, you fall apart.
Right. When we were able to, when like slavery and Jim Crow stopped, we were able to make our own decisions, and it just kind of showed that our culture was going to fail anyway. Is that what you're saying, basically?
Well, it's not even your culture. It's your genetics, your beat.
Right.
I mean, do you disagree? Let me ask you, you're a black man, I'm guessing. Yes or no?
Yeah, so you're not watching the show? You can't. I'm on YouTube Live right now. My face is on there. How did you get this number if you're not watching the show?
Do you think that the father being absent from black homes is one of the main issues that the black community faces?
Well, it's definitely an issue. That's a part of why I do what I do, because I feel like there's a lot of guys out there.
See, you got to be accurate with a lot of shit. Technically, it's only about 38% of black fathers that are not in homes with their children. So it's really 62% of our black fathers are in their homes with their children. They just may not be married. They may or may not be married. So that's that. So a lot of fathers are cohabitating with the mothers of their children. That means they're in the house with their kids. 38 is still high, though. I will agree. That's a lot.
That need a certain.
But you got to be surgical with these. I'm going to be on a show like that, and I'm going to take calls from one of these white folks. I got to be ready, man. You got to have your shit ready. You don't let these white folks. I'll bring down all types of shit. I would bring out the example of them motherfuckers, what they did in Springfield. I think it's Springfield, Ohio. Remember Springfield? I mean, I'll go into all that shit. You got to talk about all that shit.
Level of direction when it comes to finding value in themselves, in general, whether they're white or black.
So why are you telling them just to fuck women?
I don't tell men to do that, sir. I don't tell men to do that.
Oh, I heard you talking.
What?
He's a damn pickup. That's what they do. They tell men how to fuck him. He one of them Locario dudes. That's all they do. They tell you how to fuck women. Like, stop it. Stop lying. He told you that. He telling the truth on his ass.
What did you hear me say? Tell me what you heard. Tell me what you.
I'm not saying they're great fathers. I'm just talking about the actual number. The actual number is 62% of black men are in the house with their kids. Doesn't mean they're great fathers. I didn't say they are or are not. In fact, the data says that they're not good fathers because our kids are the worst of the worst. In every metric that you measure, black kids are at the bottom. So we are by default the worst, truth be told.
You heard, please.
If a bitch don't worship me or prioritize me, she has to crawl back to me. Spoken like a true nigger. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. You're a piece of shit, bro.
Yeah, I think he knows that this shit works with a lot of women, and these brothers telling they probably fuck a lot of white women too. Like, I know they do. So they fuck with a lot of white women, and he don't like to see one thing about a white man, and I don't even call it jealousy. Maybe it isn't jealousy. Maybe it's just self-preservation. He don't like to see black boys fucking white women. He don't. I ain't mad at him though. I get where he coming from. If that white man was like, look, we're gonna make a law where we fuck with our women, y'all fuck with y'all women. It's a lot of niggas in this space would be, oh, no more white women. Like, it'll be a lot of that shit, a lot of videos. Niggas will be killing themselves, suicidal, if they can't smell that, white woman's cooch from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll be okay, cool. Y'all stick to white women, we stick to black women. I'm cool with that shit. So I ain't really mad at him about that shit. And that's really what you might be right. He might be mad about that shit. But listen to this question he about to ask his ass. Watch this shit.
Race is a piece of shit. You're late to America.
Can I explain a little bit about what I said and that I feel you probably got a little wrong?
Let me ask you a question. Okay. I have one question.
Okay.
If I was willing to pay, like right now, on air.
Yes.
If I was willing to pay for you to get a passport and a plane ticket to Africa, any country in Africa that you choose, would you take it?
No.
Yeah, of course not. You want to live around the white man, fucking nigger.
I mean, that shit was telling right there, that part, that last piece. That was a setup. Now, anybody with an IQ over 10 could have saw that he was setting his ass up. I would not have given him, I would have been like, yeah, send me the shit. You know what? I think I can go to the Gambia or Senegal or maybe even West Africa. Probably, or not West Africa, I mean Nigeria or, I don't know, maybe Uganda or, I don't know, I could probably go to South Africa. I don't know about South Africa. I don't know about that shit. But you get what I'm saying? I would have had some sort of witty comeback. Ethiopia, right? I'd have said some. He ain't say shit. Because you want to live around a white man, you fucking nigger. Like,
Can integrate white restaurants and integrate white factories and force themselves into that which the white man has set up. They should use this same ingenuity to show the black people how to pool our wealth and set up something of our own. And then we won't have to force our way into it.
We should own, operate, and control the economy of our community. You would never find, you can't open up a black store in a white community. White man won't even patronize you. And he's not wrong. He got sense enough to look out for himself. And you who don't have sense enough to look out for yourself.
I love that part. He said he got sense enough to look out for himself. It's you the one that don't got enough sense to look out for yourself. That's what the typical story is for these niggas out here begging. Brian Flores is begging these white folks. Y'all need to give us jobs. Y'all need to give us opportunity. Y'all need to let us own the teams. Bitch, I started this league. Like, that's how they think. We started this bitch. I bought this team for X million dollars. And it wasn't through motherfuckers guilting me into doing it. I just came out here. I started a business. What's his name? Dr. Buss, the Lakers owner. Was it not Lakers? What's his name? What's the guy that sold the Clippers for a couple of billion? I forgot his name. But, man, that guy bought that damn team for $12 million in like 1979. He bought the LA Clippers. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's like, shit, man, all these people, you're not going to be my equal. I don't give a fuck what you say. You'll never be looked at as my equal if you coming in begging me and guilting me. You ever notice everything about black people in progress right now is about guilt and white guilt? Like, do y'all notice that shit? Black Lives Matter, right? You go to PayPal, they did the loans and shit. Donald Sterling, that's his name. Thank you. You look at all the loans and the shit they did and all that shit. It was because of them getting emotional about a video of a man being killed. A black man being killed, and everybody got emotional. You know what? We need to help black people. I don't want that type of help. I'll take it. I'll take a check if you're going to cut one. But my thing is this. That shit says a lot about us as black people, specifically black men. It makes us look weak. And if we got to get the sympathy of the world, whenever a motherfucker, listen, let me tell you what that's like. That's like a motherfucker come to your house, knock on your door, and he said, man, I can't eat. I can't take care of myself. I can't shit. I need you to wipe my ass. I can't do anything. I can't build anything. I can't do nothing, right? And you feel sorry for him. So you know what you do? You give them food, shelter. You teach them how to take a bath and wipe their ass. You let them stay in your damn guest house in your backyard, right? You give them a car, right? You give them a job. You give them everything, right? And then the next thing you know, they do something you don't like. What's the first? A lot of people are not going to let you stay in their shit. And they bought you and did this and taught you everything. And then you think you can buck up against them. The first words out their mouth is, if it wasn't for me, da-da-da-da-da. You're not my equal. I don't look at you as the same. I don't, because you borrowed their shit. You're using their shit. I'm not against people. I'm not against people removing or taking jobs, right? We all get jobs. Everybody, most people are gonna have jobs. Nothing wrong with that. But what I am against is black people staying in these environments and not getting their own shit, right? Don't stay there. Like, don't marry corporate America. She's a slut. Bust your nut, keep it moving, right? Now, and my thing is, I always talked about Jay-Z, and I talked about all these other people. There's only a certain group of black people that we should even be proponents of. These are the people that should own teams right here. These people right here. These are the people.
A rocket move. I started as a janitor, and I started cleaning floors and toilets and doing those things that most people would never even dream of doing, but I wanted more. So I started to sell industrial materials and supplies along with the janitorial services. And that was my first entree into something bigger. And something bigger was just around the corner. In 1984, High Towers Petroleum Company had 2 employees. That was me and an accountant. From 2 people, we grew 1 contract to being.
No, that's why I'm showing this, Jay, because I don't think we should be pushing the type of ownership that those people on ESPN talking about is Jay-Z. They're not talking about people like this. These people aren't in the clique. These people just watch sports. They too busy building their fucking millions. And I wouldn't look at LeBron James as an equal if I built me $1 billion company from scratch. You're not my fucking equal. I wouldn't disrespect the man, but I wouldn't look at these athletes and rappers as being on my level. But that's who they really talking about, black ownership. That's who they talking about.
Man is all over this country.
Let's go get it.
The man got white and black employees. It ain't all black now.
Today, our business is continuing to have double-digit growth. Last year, we did about $350 million in revenue. This year, we'll probably do closer to $500 million.
Founded in 1992, Thompson Hospitality Corporation is the largest minority-owned food service company in the United States, providing meals and facilities.
See, these are black men that went out here and got their shit and built it. And then guess what? There are grants, there are government set-asides and shit that you could benefit from. But listen, man, when the winds of opportunity blow, are your sales up? Like right now, if I say, hey, man, tomorrow I'm going to be giving out the contract for $1 billion for the city of Atlanta to handle all of the whatever, right? Are you in the position to handle all of the whatever? Did you do everything you needed to do to set yourself up so that you could benefit from me when you say, hey, man, I'm ready. I got all my paperwork ready. I got all the documentation. I got a corporation. I'm bonded. I got a license with the state, with the damn, I got all my shit. I got a business license through the city. All that shit, man. Insurance, I got everything you looking for. Just as good. You go through with me, and if anything happened and something happened, I'm bonded. You up to X amount of millions of dollars, you straight. Right? That's what all these people right here, you looking at all these people with these businesses, that's what they did. That's why where they at.
These management services to customers around the world with brands like Austin Grill, Marvelous Market, American Tap Room, and BRB Be Right Burger. The company ranks number 6 in Food Management Magazine's top 50 and number 10 on Black Enterprise's list of top industrial and service companies.
And that's why I always go to that entrepreneur summit, because these are the type of brothers you want to meet. They'll be right there. You wouldn't even know who the fuck they are. They'd be sitting right there, right next to you. I always go to these I love going to conferences and meeting successful black people.
Under the leadership of company president Lauren Thompson, this award-winning family business earns more than $350 million annually and employs almost 4,000 people. For Lauren, business has come a long way from its days of selling hogs on the family farm. Thompson Hospitality also gives back to the community. Warren and his siblings recently donated $1 million to Virginia State University. We proudly present the Thompson Hospitality 2011 Class 4 Supplier of the Year Award.
I think that there's a tremendous difference between sight and vision. A lot of people have 20/20 sight, but they do not have much vision.
Dr. Picard, he's a real individual. He keeps it real. He jokes around with you at times. I've never seen him without a smile. He greets you. He treats you like you want to be treated.
Well, I think that most visionary companies, most companies that are looking to the long-term future of their product in terms of marketing.
Listen, black man. Listen, black woman. If you're going to make it in the 21st century, it's going to be building shit like this. This is what we need more of. And yes, could a black owner be influential in certain cities? But why not build your shit the way you want to build it, right? Why ask the NBA to give you a basketball team or the NFL to give you a football team? Why not build your own league? Well, man, you got to get that. And let me tell you something. This is one of the biggest things that really pisses me off to no end, right? I had this conversation because I've always thought like that. I've always been an entrepreneur. And I never forget way back in like 04, 05 and stuff, I was talking about, man, they ought to start their own league, all these players and stuff. And you know what they said? I was in the barbershop because that was where I always was getting these conversations. And I never forget a guy was like, man, you don't know what you're talking about, man. You can't just start a basketball team or a basketball league like that. Why? Well, man, you got to think about it. The reason the NBA is so successful, they have the ESPN contracts. They have this, they have that. I'm like, okay, well, then you do your league in the off season. You keep your costs small and you start with getting great NBA talent or overseas talent, local NBA talent, local overseas talent, and have them travel. And you do that N1 mixtape format. You do Facebook marketing. You drop a lot of dollars into the marketing of it, right? You do it in the summer. And then you put NBA players, because since you the owners of the fucking thing, let y'all play in it. Why don't y'all play? Y'all play in the summer anyway in these other pro-am leagues. Y'all ever watch them damn pro-am games? It'd be 1 million folks in the stands. We had a league in Montgomery. My homeboy did it. He had the DJ and the music and all that. And it was blow. He was just marketing. All he did was put a thing on Facebook. One little post, and it filled up. And they was out there, and that thing ran for years till they tore the damn gym down. They ran it for years. All because he put up a couple of Facebook posts. That's it. This is the same way, man. Black ownership is possible. We don't have to be, having seats at other people's tables, man. I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of watching black people be at the effect of others, begging people to get him shit. Now, this damn Brian Flores shit is stupid. I don't care what nobody say. Anytime I hear them begging for something, it's stupid. Take the jobs. Y'all got all these players. If y'all feel like, look, man, when you retire, you're going to want a job and none of these teams are going to give you a job. Why not invest? They paying you 30, 40 million right now as a quarterback. They're paying you 30, 40 million a year. Plus you got 30, 40 million in endorsements and all that shit. Lifetime Nike contracts, part ownership of Under Armour, all that shit, right? Why don't you take that and set yourself up for the future and start a league, right? And let's get it on BET. Right now, because they say, I think Tyler Perry talking about buying BET anyway. Let's get it on BET and just start a whole BET Sports Network. And you just cover black sport. We don't think like that. We don't think, no, man, you can't do that, man. It got to be ESPN. It got to be Fox Sports. They got to do it. They got us, man. That's how the plantation worked. I'm going to say this and I got to go. The plantation worked like this. You got the field Negro and the house Negro, right? And like I said, the house Negro loved being where he was. The field Negro, although he didn't love it, he stayed, right? And so we talk about the house Negro and the field Negro. They always, people, we look at Malcolm X's analogy. I'm going to make a little tweak to it because he said, well, what's better than what we got when the field Negro said, let's leave? Well, let me explain something to you. Most field niggas didn't want to leave. They thought, oh, it's fucked up, but this is the best I can do. Are you a field nigga? Are you a house nigga? Are you not a nigga at all? You a free man, right? The free man, although he might have been working as a slave, once he got his opportunity, he took hold of it and he ran. And guess what? It's uncomfortable. Running is uncomfortable. You may fall in pitfalls of business. Business is hard. White people fail in business every day in, day out. With millions of dollars of funding, they still fall right smack dab on their faces. Business is hard, period. So not trying a business because it's going to be hard tells me everything I need to know about them. And that's what you hear at the barbershop when you talk to a lot of these brothers is, man, you can't, man, you got to get this. Well, shit, is it insurmountable? Is ESPN the only fucking news TV network there is? Can you not? Now you can do shit on the web with apps and shit now. Like, do you even need that? You got people to go live and get 140,000 people watching. You could get 40,000 people watching your shit on YouTube. Why the fuck do you need an app? You could just market. You could spend millions of dollars marketing and grow that shit. There are like 10, 20 million views of dunk contests on YouTube. A motherfucker just dunking a basketball. That dunk competition shit they had. That shit got so many views. It was quality. They spent money, but it was cheap. It was cheap, but it was quality, and it got a lot of views. They just had good camera quality. And they got the dunkers, and they put up like 50,000 or some shit, and them dunkers went crazy. And they damn near broke their backs trying to dunk the ball. But it got a lot of views. You don't need like shit like, damn, technology has made it now. Guys, do you understand? Black people today could literally start their own streaming app now where you don't even need to go to ESPN no more. You can start your own streaming app service. The views are going down. Nobody watch that shit no more. You like, how long are black people going to sit and say that we can't start a league because they got the NBA contract? You can start your own shit and people can subscribe to be like Netflix. And people just pay for the games and they watch them at their own leisure. You can do that. When you watch a Versus and you go on the Fight app, right? And watch Versus, because that's where I go to watch it. You have to pay for that shit a lot of times. And guess what I do? I pay my motherfucking money. I get my drink. Me and my lady, we sit there and we watch, because I'm going to watch the damn music versus, what is it? Music versus Anthony Hamilton coming up. We're going to watch that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, I got to go. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good one.